let's talk about some schmoozing with Brad.
So, it's Martin Luther King Day, as Yo-Yo had told us previously. It's not really his birthday today.
No.
His birthday was January 15th, but we always celebrate here in the United States of America Martin Luther King Day on the third Monday of January. Why? So everybody could have a 3-day weekend.
Right.
Rather than celebrate it on the 15th, which is his true birthday, we celebrate it kind of around where he was born. Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do either of you know at what age did Martin Luther King win the Nobel Peace Prize? How old was he? I'm going to let you both guess before I tell you the answer. Maybe the squad knows.
I want to say 30.
You want to say he was 30 years old when he won the Nobel? Don't Google it.
Right.
Yeah, you can't cheat. I see your fingers moving there, Nesquik.
Trying to be quick, Brad.
Yo-Yo, how old would you say?
I'll say 33.
You say 30. He was 35 years old.
I was going to say 35 too.
Can you imagine what a young man at 35 to have accomplished so much, to have won? What an amazing, you know, when you think about it. He was assassinated on April 4th, 1968. That was about 6 months before I was born. I was born September 27th, 1968. He was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. He was 39 years old when he died.
So young.
He was standing on the balcony of his room at the Lorraine Motel in Tennessee. Had he been alive today, he would have been 91.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know, he set off a period of mourning. It gripped America and the world. Many would say we are still mourning Dr. King's death today. He had a very powerful vision. You know the I Have a Dream speech. I picked out with Jilly, because she came and she goes, what part of the, you know, because we have to, you know, honor him and play a part of his speech. What part of the I Have a Dream speech do you know, really resonates with you the most? And this is, she gave me about 6 different choices, but this is what I picked. Let's watch.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
That resonates with me more than anything else. And, you know, if we could ever reach the day when all men and women are looked at as created equal in the eye of God, and then you work hard, you play hard, you don't want to work hard, but everybody treats it's not about the government treating each other, because the government, I think, supposed to treat everybody equal. It's about each of our fellow people, our fellow citizens, treating each other equal. And only when your neighbor can treat you as an equal, your guy down the street, doesn't matter where they're from, and everybody can treat each other as being an equal, that's when everybody will say our government treats everybody as equal. And I think the biggest, you know, issue in America today is we're looking for the government instead of looking at ourselves to treat each other equally. I don't know the answer how to get everybody to treat each other equally, but the government is really a reflection of who we are as a people. What do you think?
No, I agree.
And what would you gentlemen, even though I feel we still have a long ways to go, but if we were to have had Martin Luther King, let's say, part of this interview today, what do you guys feel like he would feel like we've accomplished a lot since his time of this speech anyway?
Well, I think if Martin Luther King Jr. was alive, Barack Obama would have been our second black president. I think he would have been president of the United States.
Really?
Yes. Probably 1976.
Do you think the world would have been ready for that?
Yes, I believe so.
At that time?
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, wasn't there already a black woman that
because in 76, the United States went very liberal in the polls in against the Watergate scandals, or again maybe in 92 when Clinton, one of those. I think he would have. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't around, but I would think that as a leader he would have transitioned into politics.
Yeah, he made enough of an impact, I
Yeah.
feel, on the nation that people would see him in that, place him in that pedestal.
Yeah.
Now, Martin Luther King Jr.'s son, he was 11 years old when Martin Luther King died. That's his son, Martin Luther King III. He's now 62 years old. Kind of looks like him a little bit, doesn't
little.
he?
Yeah.
In an interview in USA Today, the son, Martin Luther King III, spoke of how his personal loss was a profound one for the course of history. He said, had he lived, this is what his son said, had he lived, we would be in a dramatically different place. We probably would have resolved racism.
Yes.
I mean, that's a I don't know if we would have resolved it. I don't know if we would have resolved it.
It would have continued to grow. I feel like, unfortunately, there's so many of us on this planet that it won't ever come to a point, we would all hope so, come to a point where racism is completely gone.
I think that's utopia, but I think...
That is utopia.
Right, but I think that we would have had a vast majority of people perhaps be accepting of other people, and I don't think it would have been completely gone.
Yeah.
But maybe a lot of it would be under the rock.
Yeah.
You
Less
know.
things would be taboo, not
Right.
so
Yeah.
expected,
Right.
not so many.
Yeah, probably. I agree with that. Now he says in that interview, which is interesting, is because he was actually 10 years old when his father was killed. He didn't really understand the gravity of it. He didn't understand what his father did. He just remembered, I didn't have a father to ride bikes with and play ball with.
Yeah.
Today, Martin Luther King's son travels and speaks at schools and events and volunteers for social justice groups. He advocates for banks. This is his thing. He advocates for banks to help people of color become homeowners and for diversity training. Now, he was speaking. They had the Women's March in Washington, D.C. Did you know about that, Vanessa?
Every year they host it.
Right.
I'd actually
So
want to
it was
attend one of
the
those.
4th annual Women's March, and he took the stage to introduce his wife, a humanitarian activist by the name of Andrea Waters King. And she reminded the crowd of thousands that 2020 marks 100 years since women earned the right to vote.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
2020,
yeah.
100 years.
That was 100. I didn't realize it was 100 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know either.
It's getting to that point where, like, so many things, at least for you and I, that were like in our history books when we
Right.
were younger, we were studying. Like, now as adults, it's like, yeah, that happened that long ago. Wow, 100 years.
So meanwhile, we got to talk about the pumpkin just for a little bit on Martin Luther King Day. What's his deal with everything that Barack Obama did? It's like
He's threatened.
I don't know, like whatever Barack Obama did, he's like obsessed with.
Right.
What? Is it crazy or is it me?
So the conversation we were having before the show started, again, I was speaking to a lovely elder woman yesterday, and she brought that up.
Yeah.
She's like, it's almost as if he's so obsessed with Obama was the word this older woman
What's up
used.
with that? Yeah.
Basically what it is.
Yeah, it's like anything that could go wrong, it's just like he just points fingers at
What's
Obama.
his mental problem with that? So now,
He's obsessed.
So now on Friday, who would do this? He rolled back
Pumpkin.
Michelle Obama's, one of Michelle Obama's signature achievements was getting school nutrition on a national level.
Yeah.
I mean, on a local level, you can go into your school and argue for better food, but to do it on a national level, that the minimum nutrients for each child, no matter what school you go to, shouldn't be all this crap you're eating.
Right.
And more vegetables and more fruits. And especially in big parts of the country, there's food deserts. There's no access to vegetables and fruit in a vast majority
Of the country.
of the United States of America. You don't realize that. The only thing there is fast food in a lot of these small towns. So she made it her signature achievement to make sure there's fruits and vegetables in school every day for children. Well, what did Trump do? He rolled it back.
What?
He rolled it back.
Wow.
Yeah, so today the U.S. Department of Agriculture proposed new rules for the Food and Nutrition Service that would allow schools to cut the amount of vegetables and fruits required at lunch and breakfast while giving them license to sell more pizzas, hamburgers, and French fries.
Wow.
Yes, more pizza, hamburgers, and French fries for everybody.
He's the devil.
That's exactly what kids need.
Now, if I was a kid, I would love Trump for that. Okay, there was nothing.
Right.
There was nothing that made me happier than Pizza Fridays.
Right.
Okay, and back in the day, nobody realized, when I was growing up, I really
The
believe.
pizza was bad for you?
No, I really believe that if I ate more nutritiously, I would be taller. I really do. My mother served my mother served me crap every day. But this was back in the 1970s.
Really?
Nobody knew any better. Yeah.
Right.
So I think because everybody else in my family's tall.
More broccoli and you would have been taller.
More broccoli, more carrots, more fruit. Nope. I had to have pizza and French fries every day.
My mom did not play with our
nutrition?
food, nutrition. She, even when we were babies.
That's why you're a big dude.
Right. Even when we were babies, she would make our food. She didn't buy from Gerber or anything. She made everything.
Everything from scratch.
Yeah.
Did she pack your lunch every day?
Absolutely.
Wow. Look at that face. It's
Absolutely.
like there was no question about that.
They wouldn't let me go and buy that school food.
Look you're judging. We ate the school pizza,
It's
Brad.
trash.
It is trash, but I was looking forward to Pizza Fridays every Friday. It was my favorite Friday, and my favorite day of the week until Hump Day started. Now Wednesday's my favorite day of the week.
Yeah.
By the way, Dion Reed, we just want to make it clear, he won, MLK won the Nobel Peace Prize at age 35. He died in 1968 at age 39. So then he would be 91.
Yeah.
Okay. In the meantime, it was also Michelle's birthday on Friday, and her former husband Barack Obama celebrated her in a beautiful tweet. He said, "In every scene, we have that tweet. In every scene,
I loved this.
In every scene, you are my star, Michelle Obama. Happy birthday, baby."
Let me tell you something though.
What?
That bottom right picture. That was a Hump Day picture. It looked like
We go back and look at that. We should have left that picture for Hump Day, President and Michelle.
I just love that they love each other so much. Love and respect each other. It's
that's
like
for sure.
goals. And it's so crazy how it's so opposite from our president and our first lady now, like our current. It's ridiculous.
The chemistry is a little different there.
Just a little bit. They actually sleep in the same bed.
Very good point.
Right.
Very good point. Very good point.
I love how you guys know inside and out of the White House
Well,
so
I
well.
sure do.
Now going back to the obesity thing, because it's really it bothers me, because what would be the purpose? What purpose is served other than to make, I don't know, to make hamburger companies more money? What purpose is served
Taking that back?
by taking that back?
Yeah.
Where is the where is the benefit
Brad,
there?
ask yourself about a lot of the benefits of the things that our president decides to do, and it would leave us all in wonderlust.
Yes. We have a video of Michelle Obama talking about why it's not okay to eat crap. Let's watch.
Think about this. I don't care what state you live in. Take me out of the equation. Like me, don't like me. But think about why someone is okay with your kids eating crap.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and then a lot of times you think too, a lot of these parents are working 60-hour weeks, 40-hour, like full-time jobs. It's not that everyone is able to like pack a lunch for their child, and they're paying. I mean, paying for school lunch is still a thing, right? In some places, there's still kids that pay for school lunch.
And by the way, it's not like we're a svelte country. You know what svelte is, all right? We are the 12th most obese. We're the 12th fattest country in the world.
Right.
Out of 180 countries,
That's
to
really
be the
bad.
12th fattest country in the world.
That's really bad.
39% of adults, basically 4 out of every 10 people who live in America, is fat.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm one of them. And had I been not eating pizza every Friday at school, maybe it would have been different.
I'm telling you, when I went to Ethiopia, they're
not fat over there.
They're not, but like they eat a lot. Like
but they're probably eating more
organic.
Mediterranean.
No,
are they having like a more Mediterranean diet there?
No, it's like just like the injera that we have at the Ethiopian restaurants here. It's just that it's more organic there. Like the eggs, the chicken eggs, they're like this small. And they're like bright yellow. And I was like, yo, what's wrong with this? And they're like, no, this is how your eggs are supposed to look. These little big old eggs, genetically modified eggs, that's not right, y'all. They're killing us out here.
Yeah, meanwhile, they say that this is interesting too. Who is the most obese population in America? It's the minorities. Because they don't have access. A lot of them, children, do not have access to nutritious meals. And that's sad. 28% of Hispanic children, that's 3 out of 10, between the ages of 2 and 19 are fat,
Yeah.
obese. 19% of black males also obese. Basically, 1 out of 5 black kids are obese and fat.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
And that number surpasses both the white children and Asian, which is 1 out of 10.
Yeah, we in college we actually did a little bit of research on this when I was doing public health. In my public health class, we went over this, and that was one of the big points that we were making. And it's also sometimes in these communities, it's because they don't have a choice. They can't afford, you know, the Trader Joe's or the Whole Foods of the world, and they don't have access.
They don't have access to it. I mean, there's such a thing as a food desert.
Yeah.
Where there's just no store. It's not even I can't afford Trader Joe's. There's no store in a lot of rural towns in America. I mean, we're talking being outside of New York City.
Right.
And even in the inner cities.
Yeah.
Okay, even in the inner cities, if you go, you know, not that I've traveled every street of the inner cities.
Right.
But where are the fruit and vegetable stands within walking distance of a lot of people's homes?
No.
You know, up in the Bronx.
Yeah.
You know, deep into Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You know, there's even food deserts right here in New York City.
Yeah.
I agree.
Even in like other states that we don't even talk about too much when I had done this research, New Mexico, even down south, Atlanta, tons of cities in Louisiana.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, Harry, the former guy known as Prince, I don't know, there's a joke. I said there's a joke in there somewhere, you know? Harry, the boy formerly known as Prince.
Yeah.
And Meghan, they are no longer prince and princess. No. The Queen has stripped them.
Wow.
The Queen has stripped them of their titles, prince and princess, about 2 years after she just had the craziest wedding of all time. You know, she had that fantasy wedding, and now stripped of their titles. On Saturday, Buckingham Palace announced the arrangement agreed by the Queen Elizabeth, and other royals after Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, announced plans earlier this month to step back. Prince Harry, or Harry, formerly known as Prince Harry, or the Brit, formerly known as Prince.
Yeah.
How about that? We call him the Brit, formerly known as Prince.
Right.
And his wife Meghan will no longer use the Royal Highness titles. In addition, the couple is paying back money spent renovating Frogmore Cottage. I don't know if that sounds like a place I would want to live, Frogmore.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure
okay.
It's nice in there, though.
I'm sure it's nice inside, but they maybe come up with a better name than Frogmore. Hey, honey, we're going to be living in
the Frogmore.
In the Frogmore home. I don't know if that sounds really,
that sounds like something from Harry Potter.
Yeah. And she is no longer a princess.
Marsh Higgs says she wasn't a princess, Brad.
Oh, she was never a princess.
Was she?
I don't know. But they're repaying the British taxpayers $3 million, or 2.4 million pounds. All of this.
Does this go back into their 2020 taxes?
All of this, so they can get away from the press. They don't have to. They were
still going to be in the press.
They were so stressed. They're going to be.
How are they going to be more now?
Let's get into this. We're going to take this there.
Okay. But by the way, on Sunday. But I just want to say this. On Sunday, in a candid speech at a private London dinner in support of a foundation he runs, which helps people with HIV and AIDS, the former Brit, known as Prince, spoke frankly about his and Meghan's decision to step down as royals. He said, "Once Meghan and I were married, we were excited, we were hopeful, and we were here to serve. For those reasons, it brings me great sadness that it has come to this. The decision I've made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding, unfortunately, that was impossible. I've accepted this knowing that it doesn't change who I am or how committed I am."
He sounds like his mother's son when he says
and then I'll give you my opinion.
Once Meghan and I were married, we were excited, we were hopeful, and we were here to serve. For those reasons, it brings me great sadness that it has come to this. The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly.
And by the way, it cost the British $368 million a year to run the British monarchy, and most of it comes from private investments from the family that gets doled out to different members of the family. But $48 million comes from taxpayer funds.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what the man is thinking. Because how the hell is he going to make money?
Yeah.
Okay, because he and Meghan can only make money one way, which is being out in front in the public.
Yeah. So
There is no. What is he going to do?
you're still
He's going
gonna be
to put
in
his
the public.
resume out and start looking for a job. I'm going to
Right.
be a school. I'm going to be a school teacher in a local school district.
That's wild.
Okay. So how is he? He can only make money by being upfront and public, and same with Meghan. So how is them stepping away from their royal duties and saying, I can't take the pressure of being royalty anymore. I just want the press to leave me alone. Press is going to hound them in Canada too.
Yeah.
If anything,
And they're going to need the press to hound them to get the publicity
Right.
to make money.
I have to say, I'm not surprised that this is coming from him, though. Like, Princess Diana was also someone that wasn't, like, very into the press and, like, the whole royal family thing. But, I mean, he said he didn't choose this lightly, so.
Now, the other, from the flip side, this could all have been, well, it was pre-planned, but they could have a second career in mind that we don't know about yet.
Okay.
That would make them a lot more money than being a member of the royal family, and allow them the freedom to wear what they want, do what they want,
Yeah.
and be who they want without the structure of the royal family. My thinking is that has to be it. That they already have
Like a
I don't doubt
business
it.
plans.
I don't doubt it.
Business plans in place
Right.
Yeah.
for publicity, for whatever. Maybe Meghan wants to have sexy pictures on her Instagram. I have no idea. Okay,
That'd be crazy.
She can now.
but she couldn't do it as a princess.
Yeah.
Maybe Harry.
Or a duchess.
Maybe Harry is going to be the next host of Jeopardy after Alex Trebek goes. Who knows?
Right.
And he's going to make $20 million being the host of Jeopardy.
exactly
You
what
know?
he was thinking,
Right? I mean,
Brad.
I don't know, but in other words, they were making about $3 to $5 million between the two of them as being a member of the British.
That's it?
Yeah. And plus, but they get all their expenses paid for. So, you know,
Yeah.
they have their free
Then there's-
home,
then that's
they
it.
have their free staff. I assume they have their free transportation. So
Yeah.
they have to have in their head, you know what? If we were freed of all of this, between the two of us, Harry and Meghan, and, you know, all the publicity of leaving the royal family, we think we're going to make more money.
Yeah.
That has to be
They have
it.
a plan.
And not only will we be able to make more money, but we'll have the freedom to do what we want, because right now they're hamstrung to be this.
There's rules, there's
Yeah, rules and-
regulations.
right. That has to be it, right?
Yeah, I trust whatever they're gonna do. For whatever reason, I just love Harry and Meghan. I just think they're. I
But
don't
you just
know.
don't walk away from that money.
He grew up in that world, though.
You
I would
don't.
not walk away.
You
I'm
don't
telling
walk
that.
away from that money unless you have a plan to make more money.
A good plan B.
And you have to have a better plan B,
Right.
because you know you're going to be in the spotlight
Like
no matter
a
what.
good plan B.
You know you're going to be in the spotlight no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know, like maybe they're going to be, you know, maybe they're going to be like on every reality show. Like, can you imagine like celebrity, you know, what's the thing with the race around the world? You know, and then all of a sudden, you know, Amazing Race.
Race.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, like Meghan and Harry are on Amazing Race. You know, watch them try to like churn butter before the next
Or
person
they have
does,
their
you
own
know?
reality show, like
Exactly.
Life After the Palace.
Exactly.
I think
They'll
Somebody
doing
call
that.
me.
they will turn into the Kardashians. They would be
Right.
bigger. It would be a bigger reality show, Harry and Meghan,
Yeah.
bigger than the Kardashians. So
They're not gonna do that, but that'd be
I don't see
pretty
them
interesting.
doing that. Yeah.
right. Now,
I trust whatever they're doing.
Now, Chanel K. Naz says, I don't know if this is true or not, but I have no reason to not believe Chanel K. Naz says that Harry is already worth $40 million and Meghan's worth $5 million. I don't know. I just think that they're going to make a lot more money
Meghan
being
wasn't
freed
making
from
that.
the royal family than not being
They're
free.
also gonna live one way or another. They're gonna live a happier life. Like they don't have
Yeah.
to. They went to so many of these events because they had to go to it because it was like required. Like there's certain stockings that Meghan has to wear. Like
Right.
you're an adult, but you're controlled by this, you know, the royal family.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has to be a plan. We don't know yet.
There's a good plan B coming. I feel it. I'm saying it now.
We'll see.
I am telling you, there's going to be, you know, keep it up with the with the prince or the princess. or something
Keep it up
like.
with the ex-royalty.
Yeah, keep it up with the ex-royalty, exactly. And finally, for those of you who say my man didn't do this, well, he probably didn't. But Dennis Brown, the second. He's a model and fitness enthusiast. He hired an event planner, a stylist, a photographer, a florist, and a clothing designer to make sure everything went perfect when he popped the question to his fiance. And what he did was he didn't know what ring to buy her. So
here we
he
go.
bought 6 different diamond rings for his girlfriend,
Damn.
Tara Dallas, and when he got down on his knee, he asked her to pick out the one that is most beautiful to her, and that he would return the others. And he said, for there is no greater gift that I can give to you, a woman whose heart is full of love and devotion to me, a woman whose loyalty to all those she loves stands unmatched, a woman whose generosity and willingness to help others around her flourish knows no depths.
Wow, that's
A
deep.
woman who single-handedly made me believe that a soulmate, a lover, a prayer warrior, a confidant, and a best friend
The change
could
of
be
tone.
wrapped
Right.
up in one amazingly beautiful soul that is handcrafted for me. Nesquik, will you marry me? Nesquik,
You made that?
Nesquik, will you marry
You
me?
need to be a narrator. I think we got
I didn't even
another.
realize when I was reading this that this was his like speech to her.
But Brad's tone changes.
Yes.
He's like, oh, it's a speech.
Right.
Let me turn my proposal
Voiceover
voice
work.
on.
That's why today
There it is. It's
I
back.
wanted to give you the greatest gift that I could ever give you. My heart, my soul completely, unwavering and all yours. Will you accept and hold my hand in our journey together and accept one of these 6 huge diamond rings?
Oh my God.
Nesquik.
I just couldn't choose.
All right, I'm going to tell you something.
Here it goes.
This is making me sick.
Okay, I'm over here just worried about my Chipotle
This
that
is-
I'm gonna be
This is
sleeping
making
with
me
tonight.
sick. Let me tell you why. And I'm sure,
hopeless
and
romantic.
I'm sure Dennis is a nice guy and everything.
Okay.
Be a man, Dennis. Just be a man. Pick out a ring and say, "This is the beautiful ring that I think would look beautiful on your
No.
ring."
Now,
Yes, pick out a ring.
wasn't it more of a manly thing to had not known what the decision was and have her choose?
No, because
Ladies,
because
comment.
she is going to drive him crazy. She's going to pick one and then get home that night and say, "I should have picked the other one."
that's
And then
her fault.
it's going to
okay.
go on for
All right.
weeks and weeks and weeks.
No, that's
It's going
her
to
fault.
drive this lady
Poor
crazy.
Dennis is gonna want to divorce her before he marries her.
And let me say this. You pick out a ring. This is the ring I got you. When you marry me, I will buy you all the jewelry you want. I will take you out shopping. We can pick it out together. But when a man goes to get married to a woman, a man picks out his ring
That's
and
true.
gives it to her. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.